Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. It's planer upgrade day. Finally, planer upgrade day. I went and grabbed my new planer. It's in the back of the truck. We're gonna take it out of the truck. We're gonna bring it into the shop. We're gonna crack it open, see how much assembly is required, have a sort of initial overview of it, talk about why I'm upgrading, why I picked what I picked over what I didn't pick. And yeah, maybe we'll fire a couple of boards through it. I don't know. Let's have a look. It's new tool day. Gotta love new tool day. Yay. Yes, new tool day is like the best day. Let's go get it out of the truck before it gets rained on. Here we go. We got the RIKON 25-135H 13-inch portable planer. Might not seem like that big an upgrade from my Mastercraft 12-inch planer, unless you know things about Mastercraft. At first blush, going from a 12 to a 13-inch planer might not look like a huge upgrade to most people. Some people, I guess. But let's get into this. And we'll talk about why I'm replacing my Mastercraft 12-inch with the RIKON 13. And we'll see how much put-togetherness it takes to get this thing up and running. And we'll talk about why I got it and why, what's cool about it. And why I didn't get something else. If I can get into the box. People who watch this show know that I sometimes have trouble getting into boxes. Let's get a knife. That'll help. Well, it looks like it might just be a lift out and get going. Let's see. Oh, it looks like it's just a lift out and get going. That's my favorite kind of tool. I don't even have to attach the... I thought for sure I was going to at least have to attach the bed table things. And I bought a new drum apparently. Right on. Oh, do have to at least attach a handle. Some kind of cranky deal. Which I don't actually see. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, we do have a couple of bits. We do have a bag of a couple of bits. All right, let's get it set up. We're good. So this, oh, that's neat. I like this. It's got the adjuster tools mounted to the dust shroud thing. That's handy if you're going to use this, which I might now. I don't know. Haven't decided. And then we've got an adapter piece in case you don't have a 4-inch dust collector. This is going to be a reducer that'll take it down to 2.5, like for a shop vac size. And that would mount right in there. I'll make a decision on that shortly. This is our handle. Got out of this one without Getting a staple in my finger, that's handy. That doesn't always happen. And little knobby bits. Okay, so the handle is going to go on here, and then that little bolt is going to attach it, probably with one of these built-in hex key thing. Easy install there once you get it lined up. Then we can get our extra styrofoam bits out. What do you figure these would go for, huh? We got little knobbies. Oh, you know what? You know what? That's one of the reasons that I took the dust shroud thing off my other one. It's because you had to individually do a bunch of screws to get it on and off. These guys are going to be what does that for this, and it's just going to be 2. So yeah, let's put it on. Let's put it on. Let's get the rest of the plastic off. Now let's put it on. Because that's going to be much less annoying to take off if it turns out that I don't want it on there. Got a please mount dust hood before using this product. Well, they asked nicely, so. Is RIKON Canadian? No, RIKON's not Canadian. That's a very Canadian way to ask. Remove the cardboard from the cutter head. Let's have a look at the cutter head, and then we'll put the dust shroud dealie on it and run some boards. And we'll talk about why I got this one over the other options. All right, so much like my jointer, this unit is a helical style cutter head, which is not a helical cutter head, but it does have segmented cutters. I believe it has 6 rows of 4. Well, that one has 5. So that one has 5 too. So either 4 or 5 cutter heads per line here, but they overlap, so you could get a continuous cutter, and it causes much less strain on each cutter because it's not a flat blade that's trying to take off one whole strip, essentially. It makes for a much cleaner cut. We're going to find out how much cleaner here in a minute when we fire a board through, and we're going to try not to cut our fingers while we're turning this for display purposes. And that essentially is the main reason that I got this planer, because I'd been wanting... Well, let's sit down. Let's sit down so that you're not just staring at this thing. So I've had planer upgrade on my list for quite some time. In fact, planer upgrade was on my list before jointer upgrade. And yeah, I've done that about a year and a half ago, something like that. It was on my list before lathe upgrade. I've had that lathe for 8 months now too. And the reason for that is because my lathe upgrade was going to be the DW735 by DeWalt, which is known kind of industry-wide amongst woodworking circles as kind of the top-end benchtop planer in the industry. But when I put it on my Amazon wish list, probably 2 years ago, it was $550 Canadian, and I was going to save up and get it. And then I kept watching it creep up and creep up and creep up, and now it's like $800 Canadian. So when I was at the tool store and I saw this guy for $850 with a segmented cutter head in it already, which, by the way, the segmented cutter head for the DeWalt costs an additional $700 and something. Comes with straight blades. I decided that for $50 more, a brand that I can trust, because I have their bandsaw and their grinder with RIKON, with a segmented cutter head in it already, yeah, I'll take that shot instead. So that's why I went with the with the RIKON. 5-year warranty, which is, I think, the best warranty in woodworking machinery. And, you know, I trust the quality of their work since I bought that bandsaw. So let's get that dust shroud on, and we'll fire a board through, and we'll see what this helical style cutter head is going to leave us for a finish. Just straight out of the box. No adjustment, no nothing. We'll grab down. Ooh. I got a piece of flame maple we're going to fire through here. And then we'll take something down off the rack, and we'll put it through the wrong way. Alright, so we're plugged in. Crank this guy down. I got a 4/4 piece of flamed maple. That's nice, smooth operation. But I mean, I'm comparing it to my Mastercraft that I got used 2 years ago for $150. So that's an unfair comparison. And I'm stuck? Why isn't it? Ah, oh, interesting, interesting. Come have a look. Down in here, we've got a little turret style depth stop situation. This is interesting. Oh, it's got a little spinny dial on the side. Rad. An 1/8. Oh, that's neat. We got a turret depth stop with a little dial thing on the side here. This is cool. So if you want a standard thickness, like this. Oh, neat. And it stops on the little turret stop. And, okay, you measure off the, oh, it's labeled. So that's a 1/2 inch. Gotta go off the stop here. 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, oh, 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. We can go down to an 1/8 of an inch with this thing. Oh, nice. Okay, well, now that we've made that discovery, let's plane this piece of maple. All right, let's see what we get with a couple of passes of this flamey maple stuff. Whoa, let's see how loud it is. Okay, it's pretty loud. But from all accounts, the DeWalt 735 is a screaming loud machine. So I can't really compare because I've never actually heard the DeWalt in real life. But I think it might be a little bit louder than the Mastercraft. Maybe we'll do a sound comparison after too. It's not as quiet as I was under the impression that it was going to be. Wow. Okay. Let's look at the surface of this board. Obviously, normally you would joint one side of this board before you fire it through here. I'm not trying to square up this board right now. I'm just looking for the finished surface. All right. I don't know how well this is going to come through on the video, but this is relatively figured maple. And I see 0 chunks taken out. What's that? Oh, that's just a piece of... I see 0 tear out on this relatively figured hard maple. Let's check the snipe. I get no snipe. Oh, there's an almost imperceivable line about 2 inches from the end. Nothing at this end. That's not possible. Okay, yeah, same thing, about 2 inches in, but it's barely perceptible. And these infeed and outfeed tables have adjustment screws, and I bet if I just raise that a little bit so that this bed rises up a little bit, that's gone. I almost guarantee it. Woo! The planing does make a mess though. Oh, I bet I just shot it all over my tool wall. Didn't even notice. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. So far, so good in terms of being happy with my purchase. Okay, so I don't need these right now. 5-year warranty. Again, this is the 25-135H planer. We're just going to go over the specs straight from the book so that you can compare them to whatever it is that you're looking at. We got 120 volts, 60 hertz, 15 amp motor. Spins at 10,000 RPM cutter head speed. I think that's pretty standard. 6 rows of cutter heads, 26 total cutters. Maximum depth, 1/8 of an inch. This thing apparently goes down to 1/8. I don't know. I might try it and see. 13-inch cutting width. Maximum 6 inches of height you can get through there apparently. Minimum length of stock 7 inches. I would not have put 7-inch long things through my old planer. Sounds iffy to me. I'm gonna try it though. I'll let you guys know. Minimum thickness. That stuff is not that important. What's the weight? It's felt not super heavy taking it out of the truck. 68 pounds this unit weighs if you're moving it around. So it is relatively portable. I'm going to build a rolling cart for it because I need it to be mobile a little bit within the shop. And so I can take it out into the driveway when I want, because as you can see, it makes a mess when you plane things. Yeah, happy with it. I dig the little turret stop thing. That's interesting. I believe this is the first version of this planer that has had a speed adjustment as well. It's got 2 speeds like the DeWalt, which was one of the reasons I wanted to go with the DeWalt in the first place. So you can hog material off at high speed, and then you can do your finish pass at low speed. But as far as I'm concerned, that high speed pass on that figured hard maple, that's a finish pass. So I don't know how often I'm going to have to be turning it down. Oh, let's try running something through the wrong way. Let's get something like chippy and grabby. Let's get some Douglas fir. And we'll run a piece of Douglas fir through the wrong way. Let's see. Let's see, RIKON. All right, 4/4 rough sawn. Looks to be quarter sawn also. Douglas fir with a big knot in it. With 2 big knots in it. And we're going to fire it through both directions. Come on, RIKON. Let's see. Yeah. So, we do have a little bit of tear out around the knot. The knot itself is smooth. A little bit of tear out where the grain is changing directions in a couple areas. But that is still like, oh, we can see the snipe a little bit better now. I'm going to adjust the screws. It's still, there's nothing, almost nothing on the in-feed side. So I bet just a little bit of a tip on this thing with those screws is probably going to take care of that. Look at my chair. Yeah. All right. So happy with the decision. Oh, that's another cool thing. It's got rollers on the top. Which, you know, if you look at my old planer over here, I've pretty much worn off the finish surface by running boards over it. But this one's got rollers for feeding wood back to yourself. Yeah, nice. All right, so that is my initial look at the RIKON, whatever number that I said that was, 25 something. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you guys like when I do these kind of unboxings and initial thoughts and stuff, videos, let me know down in the comments. And if you like what I do here on the channel, you can support me over at patreon.com/woodenthingsandstuff. Or there's a link down below as well to my Etsy page where you can buy the stuff that I make here in the shop. Well, some of it, if it's not like for a specific person who ordered it. Anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Happy so far with the RIKON. I'm going to put it to some serious work building a cart for it. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Can't tell much difference between those two. I think they're about the same. It's quieter. The cut is quieter through the RIKON. The overall volume of the machine, I think, is probably about the same. But I'll let you judge for yourself. They're both exactly, well, as close to exactly 5 feet away from the microphone as I could make them. And I'm not adjusting the volume post-production at all.